This latest indictment tonight on President Donald Trump lists 6 unnamed co-conspirators, and this is how they described a couple of them. First, an attorney who was willing to spread knowingly false claims. Second, an attorney who devised and attempted to implement a strategy to leverage the vice president's ceremonial role overseeing certification proceedings. And there were 4 others with similar claims on the 2020 election, according to the indictment. Now let's bring in former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. He's also the host of the hit new show, America's Mayor, which you can catch on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and Getter. Mr. Mayor, the reason why I listed the first 2, I was watching some of the various networks prior to coming live here at 8 o'clock, and over on CNN, sir, they named you as one of the co-conspirators. MSNBC, Joy Reid, went further and said Rudy Giuliani is, or allegedly is, or somehow framed it where they were pointing the finger at you as being the number 1, the first co-conspirator. How do you respond to those, not really accusations, those comments?
There's no way I can confirm or deny that, because they have not sent me a target letter, a subject letter, and any kind of letter. Everything I know about this is exculpatory. What I mean by that is, to me, when I read this, it contains a tremendous amount of false statements, more false statements than true ones, actually. And it seems like it's not even an indictment. I'm not sure I know what the crime is. I mean, I know these crimes. These are very, very vague crimes. Supreme Court has criticized most of them for being too vague. It charges, actually, Donald Trump with exercising his right of free speech. I mean, this is a historic and very, very sad indictment, because it's probably one of the biggest attacks the United States government has made on free speech in our very, very long and illustrious history. We not only have the most crooked president we've ever had in our history, we have the one who violates the Constitution the most. This indictment is an outrage. This is, whether you agree or disagree, whether this is true or false, every single thing here he had every right to say as an American citizen. When the hell does the government get to tell you you can't object to an election? I mean, Hillary Clinton said most of this stuff, but of course she never gets indicted. She even smashed up her hard drive and got rid of 300,000 emails and paid $1 million to develop a false story to frame Donald Trump. And she's walking around free as a bird. And Donald Trump is getting indicted for exercising his right of free speech. I think I have to remind these guys he's an American citizen.
You know, and Mr. Mayor, 4 of the 6 co-conspirators, they, again, didn't name, but they outlined 4, are attorneys. Now, all of a sudden, you can't talk to an attorney and without them feeling like they're going to be indicted for co-conspiracy charges? I mean,
yeah, right.
If that's not tampering, I don't know what is. Go ahead.
Well, if you don't agree with the regime, they try to disbar you and they try to imprison you. What does that sound like? Sounds like communist China to me, not the United States of America. Biden has ruined our country. It's a disgrace what he's done. And I don't care if you hate Donald Trump. This is a violation of his right of free speech. You even have a right to lie under the First Amendment. Now, he didn't. The strange thing here is the people lying are the people bringing this. And this count they have here, conspiracy against rights, they should be indicted for conspiracy against rights for bringing this indictment. It's a conspiracy against.
So, Mr. Mayor, no one contacted you. You didn't have to testify in front of this grand jury.
I gave them. I voluntarily gave them all the information that I could that wasn't privileged, because all the information that I have is that just like he was innocent of the false charge of Russian collusion, he's completely innocent here. I don't possess any information that is inculpatory. I mean, I know they have written lies in the newspaper. I cooperated against him like hell I did. There's nothing to cooperate about. If I cooperated against him, you should put me in jail for perjury. I don't have any information that he violated any law. What I do have is I would seriously consider indicting them for 18 U.S.C. Section 241 for indicting a man for exercising his right of free speech. That's a conspiracy against rights. These people are dangerous.
They don't seem to care, Mr. Mayor. They don't seem to care, and they don't care that the timing of this just it stinks. It stinks like rotten fish. Take a listen to Jack Smith earlier today saying, after 2.5 years since the alleged crime that Donald Trump committed happened, now they need a speedy trial. Listen.
In this case, my office will seek a speedy trial so that our evidence can be tested in court and judged by a jury of citizens.
Go ahead, Mayor. What do you say to that?
What I say to that is there's no way this wasn't rushed, because it's also poorly written and has a lot of mistakes in it. This was rushed for two reasons. One, yesterday, Biden got his head kicked in completely. The false exculpatory statements that were revealed yesterday, 24 of which most lawyers wouldn't understand this, completely convict him. Under the law, a false exculpatory statement is as powerful as a confession. That comes right out of evidence textbooks. What Archer did is prove that for 10 years, Biden has been lying completely. All of that can be used against him as evidence of guilt. It's very, very powerful. It's much more damaging than I think even a lot of the congressmen realized. And it makes him like probably not only the biggest crook in American history, the biggest liar.
So what do you say to Jack Smith? I mean, and again, I guess you have to be careful what you say. He still is the special investigator, the special prosecutor.
I kind of
holds, yours and others' future. Go ahead.
Long ago, stopped being careful, and I don't worry about the Jack Smiths of this world. I have a chapter in my book called "Stand Up to Bullies." So here's what I say to Jack Smith. After the Supreme Court threw out your case, which should have been a disgrace, and you should have gone and found another profession because you don't belong in this one. This one will be your legacy, violating the right of free speech of an American citizen. Never mind whether he was president or not. It could be anybody. It could be a homeless person. You don't get to violate people's First Amendment rights, Smith, no matter who the hell you are, or no matter how sick you are with Trump derangement syndrome. And this isn't the first time you've acted like an unethical lawyer. It should be the last.
What about his, I guess you call him his boss, maybe not his boss, but the guy who appointed him? What about Attorney General Merrick Garland? What do you say to him?
I say I want to investigate his son-in-law, who's making millions teaching kids how to change their gender. While the boss, it's all about money in the Biden administration. While the boss is condemning parents as terrorists, the son-in-law is making millions going around to public schools and teaching kids they should question their gender. Do you know that? They don't cover it. Our crooked press doesn't cover that.
I think I've covered that with you on the balance quite a few times.
I know we have. You and I have.
It's amazing.
But everybody covers it up.
And the thing.
This administration is filled with crooks.
Mr. Mayor, my mayor, we were this close from having Merrick Garland a Supreme Court judge for the rest of his natural life. Mr. Mayor, I gotta go, but appreciate your passion and stay safe, my friend. Thank you. Rudy Giuliani, thank you.
You're terrific. You're terrific.